How are we doing? Okay? It says we're live. Excellent connection. That sounds good. So, okay. I guess now we're live. Gotta get that timer up. Anyway, guys. I'm here again talking to myself. As it always will be. I guess. Well, never say never, right? Yeah, so last time I left you guys, this painting was looking, rather crappy. As you see from the thumbnail, in this area I've reduced this and I've enhanced this big time. I've also got this new waterfall in there, as you can see. We've done a lot of special effects on it. That's in all these layers here. So if I turn them off individually, you can see, oops, some of them are they all have their own contributions to the overall effect. Some of them have layer masks on them, so it's giving that special effect. But yeah, we've got to be working in this foamy area that I've actually highlighted down here, the foamy mist. So I've got that on a separate layer. I'm actually reworking that at the moment. So yeah, we'll likely just finish up that today, and there's a few touches that I need to work on in the foreground here, as I've indicated with the red strokes on this layer. And yeah, and then we can put an overall color adjustment on it and should be good to ship. So you guys can get your hands on it at some point. And yeah, so let's just get right into this. I'm just going to get my soft, very large brush. I'm actually going to put some music on in the background because that's what it's all about. Well, I guess you can't have enough music. Just going to minimize that. Open this. Whoops. Open this. I'm running a very old laptop over here. I think it's got, well, it has 4 gig of RAM, but it's just running like a grandfather clock at the moment. Or even the grandfather clock still works. Sure, you can find a few of those around. But Windows Media Player. Just opening that up. Should only be, 5 to 10 minutes. um, Can't believe this. I think Windows Media Player has crashed on me before. That was weird. I can't save playlists in there for some reason, so we're stuffed. All videos. I just have to drag my playlist into there. Just gonna go with the old. Actually, we'll put the pop playlist in there because there was a few good stuff from there when I was downloading it and listening back to a few of them. guess we could just gotta work out how to hello. Oh gosh, the buttons on here are hard to work out. Turn, repeat on, shuffle. Okay. We are good. We are live. Probably won't be on for much long today, guys. I know it's like late in the morning for some people. Just looking at you, my American comrades. But hey, just want to get some of this hazy mist in here. So I know this is going to take some skill, I guess, but we've got layer masks and erasers and whatnot, and large soft air brushes, so we should be alright. I know over here this is going to need some going back because it's very intense. I have no idea. Yep. I always think I'm painting on the wrong layer because you can never tell. There's actually some blue aura coming off here because it just does that. Well, in the kind of light in the scene from the reference photo, but it may be a bit different for the lighting that we've got at dusk. So I'll adjust that. I guess that's that will do. It's really strong edge in there somewhere. I can see this right around here. It's really popping out. So I just gotta go back in there. Whoops, that was way too strong. Didn't want that, did we, guys? Okay, that'll do. Yeah. I guess we can get almost like really hot white here because it's I have no idea what it's doing though. I can't grab it on its eraser. But because in the image it's just like glaringly white. Even though this is not, we're not actually painting with pure white on here. As you can see from the values over here, it looks like that, but its saturation is set at 91% brightness. I always take value in this hue saturation in these sliders to be brightness. I guess it's just a synonym thing, but whoever designed the HSV system was just thinking, oh yeah, I'll just use the word value. But it's really just a scale between black, pure black and pure white. So it's 91% bright. Well, I guess 91% white if you want to put it that way. Now there's a little tiny notch of blue in there because it's, I believe it is a different, it's on the layer that this white stroke is on. So we need to affect that layer. Or do we? I guess we don't really need to. So there is some really sharp like points going in here and around there, so we can bring that back. But I do need to work this area and not in this layer. I'm gonna put that layer. Actually, I will work on this foreground layer, even though it's not technically foreground. I've kind of messed my layers up because it just happened like that. Eventually all this gets merged anyway, so you'll end up with one layer in the end, but for now I'm just trying to keep the waterfall separate because it has the special effects, or what I like to call special effects, but it's really just airbrushed pixels, so very soft brush, low opacity. Oh gosh, actually get that dot. Oh, I'm painting with the screen layer mode, with the screen brush mode up here, because I forgot to change it back, but I've been using the hotkeys to accelerate my workflow. But the option, or Alt on your PC, Option on your Mac, Shift and S will go to screen, S for screen, N for normal to go back to normal, and M to go to your multiply. So that's a quick tip for anyone wanting to, you know, create quick 3D looking visuals in Photoshop using those modes. I could probably bust a tutorial out doing that, but there's probably quite a few on YouTube anyway, so, but I guess it's worth trying, I guess. I'm gonna come back in here and rework this area anyway, so it's probably not worth fussing too much about these grass. Whatever you call the grass blades here. Blades, grass, I don't know. If anyone knows horticulture, then you can correct me. Oops, it's really messed up now. Probably have to rework that entire area. But yeah, I'm just gonna get a bit more of this. Oops, something's really wrong here. This is not working for me. It's picked up a strange brightness. This is weird. Let me just test it on a different area. It's painting out something. I wonder if I'm picking up. Because I'm picking up the misty foam from above, aren't I? I guess that's what it is. It's actually affecting my eyedropper tool. Not that I didn't want that, but if I'm actually doing that, I can see another streak in there. Damn it. given that that's actually transparent around it, I can just get rid of it using the rock earth, eraser. Yeah, as I was saying, like if it's sampling from all the layers with this turned on, then it's going to paint the effect of that plus the misty layer on top, and then paint it underneath the misty layer, so it will give a different value that I'm not after. Different colour, I should say. Get my terminology right. But yeah. Anyways. So this is kind of where it's worthwhile just flattening every layer now, but it's kind of risky to do when you don't know if something's going to happen. I could just duplicate all the layers and then merge it, which I'm likely to do pretty soon. Not duplicate, but like merge copy using that really wild shortcut key it has for Control Shift Alt E. Just merges all the visible together onto a new layer. So you're not actually have to destroy all the original work, it just sits underneath. Non-destructive editing, they call that. Okay, so the layers above are the streaks that I've put for the waterfall, so they're kind of working into, they're kind of obstructing my painting underneath, so I could just erase it back, but I think what I'm going to do is just turn them all on and just go and merge copy it. Excuse my words coming out all fluffy this morning. But it's certainly coming along. That's all that heavy white, the cloudy, fluffy stuff, foam mist, whatever you like to call it, on the water surface is basically matching the reference at the moment, but there's like a few areas that I can fix up. Around here it's got a bit more sharper and it flares out like that, so but yeah, we'll continue to work on it, I guess. Another maybe half an hour now. I'll go to 2 o'clock, I guess. I've got to be out this afternoon, so yeah, my streaming has been really inconsistent, like with the banner that I've got, so I have to fix that, because I can't see what's coming out as unforeseen circumstances, or just choose to go out instead. But it probably won't be a consistent thing. It'll be probably during the nights here in Australia, so, or during the day, I can't really tell, so you just have to hit the subscribe and find out, and it'll just come up as live at some point. But likely every 2 or 3 days, I don't know at the moment. I'll probably be able to stream more consistently later on, by the end of this year, because I'm going back to uni to do finish up my accounting degree this semester coming by the end of July. So, but having said that, I'll still be streaming for a couple hours every few days, probably during the semester as well, but we'll see. Can't make any promises right now. So I'm just going to merge. I'm always hesitant to merge this foreground layer for some reason. But I like, if I've got nothing to throw under there at the moment, I can just work at a micro scale, I should say. So we can pretty much like just, I'll turn these layers off. I've turned them ones off, so I do want this to go up and above here. That's good. And now I guess we can just start airbrushing everything, like, and affecting it all. As for this tool here, the mixer brush, which you guys should be accustomed to by now because I've showed you in the past, where it blends pixels but it also pushes pixels depending on these settings. I'm not too familiar with how these work, but I did take a look at the tooltips that come up when I hover over these buttons, and it says wash every time or clean the brush after each stroke. So that's when you lift the pen off, and then if you reapply the pen, it will not be affected by the colour that I was picking up last time you were painting the image. And this one, load the brush. I'm not too sure exactly what they do, but clean obviously means to get rid of and start fresh, so that's probably a beneficial button. Yeah, I guess we should just use the thing and find out for ourselves. Don't know exactly what that just did. It's wanting photographic quality here. I just can't get away from wanting photographic quality. It's kind of a strange thing going on in my head. I just can't deal with it being painterly look. If you know what I mean. Sure, there's a few people out there that just keep pressing it and wanting to get it looking almost photographic like. Even with their 3D renders. But some people might not have any idea what I'm talking about there, but the 3D models for video games and film. This is really, it's still very dirty because it's kind of smudging. It's not the effect I want. But at least this is kind of on a separate layer now, so I can, if I don't have enough undos there, I can just delete the layer altogether, I guess. It's just very dirty. I find that colour's very murky. In the reference image it's very dark and blue, I guess, but yeah, I don't have enough undos there, but we can just try again. So we'll trash that and then just select that layer and duplicate it again. Actually, we'll put it underneath my branding there. It's very blue. I don't know how I come up with that aquamarine colour there, that kind of teal. Shouldn't really let it get to me. I can just colour adjust when we do our overall colour adjustments, I guess. There was an overall colour adjustment intended for the global light, which is coming in from over here. It's because it's dusk, it's going to have a fall off effect, and most of it's going to come up pink or orange. I can't really tell. I'll have to check out some shots to find out what the overall look is supposed to be. But apart from that, it's just experimenting to see what works best. But yeah, this is kind of very hard, so if you're watching this, unless you've been doing this for 10 years plus, and please don't mock me. I'm trying to be the modern Da Vinci person who you're all looking up to. So I'm just using the standard brush now, and it seems to be doing a better job. I'm going to push the valley a bit more. Once again, I don't know why I'm working on the layer underneath. That's really annoying. I don't know why Photoshop does that. I'm seriously peed off by that, to be honest. Again, if I could get a petition going, I'd totally get Adobe to change that. I don't know if they fixed it up in the CC, but it's where you undo something. If you hit Control Z, and you've just jumped to a new layer, as soon as you hit Control Z, it'll flip back to the previously selected layer, which you don't want to be working on. I don't know why that feature's there, but there must be a way to change that. If anyone knows, just let me know in the comments. Because I'm too lazy to check it out for myself. Well, like, where do you start even doing a Google search on that sort of thing? Like, do you just search for not jump back last selected layer Photoshop? Whoever types that into Google. Anyways, I've got to get my color blending skills on here. I have a big fat brush and it's soft. I'm working with a low opacity. It's at 10% opacity. I don't like the simulate pen pressure thing. It doesn't work for me. So, to each his own. But I could use this tool over here called Smudge. I've hardly ever used it, but it basically just imitates what you would do. It looks like the mixer brush with its current settings, but it's like when you paint traditionally with a brush and acrylic and then you finger smudge it. It's actually got a finger painting option here on the tool options bar, coincidentally. So I mean, we could check that and just go ahead and smudge that in there. It actually works to a certain extent. But the bigger the brush, ooh, that is a horrible effect. The bigger the brush and the longer the stroke, it's very RAM intensive on Photoshop. This sort of thing, like with that tool. So fortunately I didn't get the little loading, the little windows. Just gonna turn the music down. The little loading thing, because I've actually gone and downloaded a new driver, a pen driver for my Wacom pen here. I don't like to say that word back on, but gosh. Anyone's seen my spiel about Wacom, then you understand why I hate Wacom. Don't mention them to me, please. It looks like Batman's arising from the waters here, so I don't know. I don't know why. Let's put it 60 opacity on this. It's very strong. So we'll try 30, and I guess we can push this back because it's a bit further back, doesn't it? In the image, it's actually got that going on, kind of directional something. I'd love to just get in there and just be able to do this, the mixing thing, but it doesn't look too bad, I guess. I would like to use the liquefier to pull this around, but every time I use it now, it's got that bug in it, where it leaves it will leave a box. Well, it's not every time. It's actually been confirmed in the past that doesn't always occur 100% of the time, but fairly regularly, so I'm always hesitant to use it. Just gonna take a sip of my lovely iced coffee. Can never go past iced coffee, by the way. Probably why I've got such yellow teeth. I was just checking out my thumbnails with the emoji faces I put on there, and I was like, oh gosh. But hey, I try to combat this by using the whitening crystals in the toothpaste. It's kind of a bit counterintuitive drinking this when you're trying to whiten your teeth as well, but everyone knows that. You still do it. Okay, so I might have to push this off to the side as well and just get that kind of a bit more in a non-straight, how do you, what's the word? A bit more curvy, a bit more design aesthetic in there, I guess. Because the image is not entirely straight. It kind of just, goes back there and disappears into nothingness, I guess. Could just hide it off with some of the white. Been hitting the eyedropper tool on the brush tool and using the eyedropper, but it seems like a lot of the times it doesn't eyedrop the colour that I want straight away, so I have to do it again. So I've got into the habit of just hitting it twice before I even bother, because I'm not going to bother to stare up there at the coolest foreground colour, because my hand's actually covering the little one over there, but I don't bother to look. I just want to sample and then paint with that colour, if you know what I mean. But it's just a thing that nobody wants to have to do that in their workflow. Like the least amount of clicks, or eye saccades, like the movement in the eye. I think they're called saccade. That is needed is probably the best option, the most efficient way to work. And also keeping your posture as well. But with this setup I have, obviously, like when I'm not live, I don't think about that because I'm just getting into this. I've worked on this quite a lot since you last had seen. Obviously you can see there's a lot more work that's gone into this. I bought the birds in. Didn't mention those when I first went live, but I thought just for a bit of more of an effect, we could get some dynamic happening there, because there's no photograph on the web where these birds are flying past. So these are actually native to Iceland. They're called puffins, if you're not aware. And yes, I just thought I'd bring some wildlife in and by chance, by random chance, or random luck I could say, they've actually got this pose where they're looking down, so that's to good effect. Like, they're looking at the waterfall, and I would imagine that this waterfall is quite noisy, so that's why. But I do need to colour adjust these because they're a bit bright, especially this one. And yeah, we'll work on that afterwards, but for now I'm just trying to get this water bowl working. Oh yeah. But how you guys been anyway? Yeah, I do that every stream. It's so funny. I can't imagine. I actually got my friend. I don't know if you guys can see it. No, you can't because my taskbar is cropped off down here. But I have Filmora. My friend just next door, because he had a license for two machines, so he's given me his license to run Filmora on my tablet here. So I can't imagine. I'll probably put a video out once this is done, saying, you know, it's done, it's live on, it's up on my Etsy store. I do have an Etsy store, and this will be the second of the prints that I'm putting up there. And I'm also offering custom made portraits for you and your family. So do check it out. It's probably a wonderful gift for anyone. I've tried to remain as competitive as possible, but I have my costs, so I've factored that into the quotes for my work. But yeah, give it a good check. It's on the banner on my YouTube, or if you're on tablets, that doesn't actually show, I don't think so. Well, last time I checked on my iPad, you have to go to the about. There's a link in the about, I think. I don't know when YouTube's going to deal with that, but it's very destructive, isn't it? Almost as destructive as my painting right here. This is very strong. Like, the colours I'm laying down, it's very strong. It's cutting back. But we will be able to put like another mist. Like, we can put it on a separate layer because like we'll merge down and layer up again and merge down. That's the way it works. I've been doing that constantly. But if you guys wanted to see the history of this, I just actually checked it today. It's actually a time lapse, but I think all in all it was like a 2 or 3 hour painting for me. But it's just the beginning, and it looks. It's just. Basically, I just put the aqua colour in here, roughed that out, before I slapped some images on there and translated them into painting using the filters. But yeah, rough colours back there. I don't know, good 2 or 3 hours like into a time lapse. It's like a 10-15 minute video, I think. It's in the playlist Digital Painting 102. I'll probably link down below if we get close to this being finished, and that's probably a smart video to link because some guys might want to see this painting in its infancy. That's actually more fitting. It's a more fitting colour over here. It matches the reference image rather than that teal colour. I keep saying teal, it's like aquamarine, teal, whatever you want to call it. Darkened turquoise, something. Gosh, you know what's going to be hard, like in this area, fixing this up. There's a lot going on there. I might have to get down to the macro level though. Macro, micro. Don't know the difference. It's very harsh. Like dealing with water. Because there's also like a fringe around here, like a blue fringe. But this is what it's all about. This is what I've said in the past. It's just layering it up, layering it up. Like you can physically layer it up. I guess electronically layer it up in the layers here. But it's building it up. I guess that's the words I used before. Build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. But yeah, there's huge spray just falling out over here. That's why I had that kind of shape going on there. So it's kind of have to, oops, I did not want that dot there. Kind of have to do this and kind of have to do that. This blue, and just, even at 10%, it's pretty strong. There's actually a ring in there. I don't know where that's coming from. To be honest, there's nothing above the painting. Don't know where that black... I'm not having sight problems in my life. Guys, if you're watching this back, you can see that, right? It's not disappearing. That's horrible. This is the only layer we're working on. I don't know why that's still there, to be honest. I can get rid of it by going to 100% opacity, but it's not. That's certainly not what I want. So, probably go to the mixer brush and just see if I can quickly blend it in there. Yeah, mixer brush is certainly a bit more helpful. Bit more. Well, it was a lot more helpful, I guess. Oh gosh. Sometimes you just gotta streak it. Just streak it. Gosh, that's horrible, that colour. I'm having problems here, guys. I'm really having problems. I'm really having problems, like, because, yeah. Please don't look at my painting just yet. I guess we could blend that in. That's worth it. A good old mixer brush. Oh, mixer is harsh, man. Mixer. From Shift Z. Does it have a hardness setting? It does. Mixer. This is the problems, like the artist's eyes. The artist's eyes who's looking at this is probably going to have more problems with it than everyone else who looks at it, to be honest. There's no doubt about that, because we're always trying to perfect it and get it better looking. It's just there is no end to it. By better looking, we mean more photographic looking. Especially around the waterfall like this, like where it's got those, everything to do with physics. The light and the radiation and the fall off and the blah blah blah. Just, we're mad. We're mad people. I really want to just rough this up, so I'm going to use this mixer brush. I just want to rough that up because it's not, I don't really want it straight there, to be honest. Because later we're going to come back over it with a different colour and then probably drop the opacity. There's that blue ring, as I was saying about that same blue that's appearing there. But it's nice trying to paint waterfalls exactly as you see them. This is your Bob Ross tutorial for the day. Shout outs to the man Bob Ross. I'm not even American, but we all know of him, I guess. Down here in Australia, like, it's hard, like, if you don't get on the internet much. Like, my mum probably wouldn't know who Bob Ross is, because, you know, it's all American history and stuff, but as an artist, like, obviously I would have looked up Bob Ross by now, a couple of years ago. I think I was streaming on Twitch back then. I'm having problems again. And it's not technical, it's just there aesthetically. Gosh, guys. This is the artist paradox, whatever you like to call it. The problem of the artist. Hang on, guys. Hang on 1 sec, guys. I should. Ugh. Alright. Did you miss me? No, I didn't think so. Well, hard because what we're trying to do is paint the picture as we see it in this plate here. But I've actually taken two different shots from I found on the web of this same scene, but roughly shot from different areas, where you have this one shot from this angle and then the other guy was shot from standing up on this ridge over here, or probably further up. Well, I'm actually indicating that underneath my camera view there, well, on the side there, but up there as you get. And that shot was where this skyline came in, and those magnificent colours there. So I need to adjust the waterfall as well in the end to match that lighting. Not an easy feat. But I mean, since this is like, well, it's almost ready. I mean, I have to put this away at some point, but I just feel like airbrushing that big time, and whatever airbrushing is. I mean, anyone's definition of airbrushing is different to another person, right? I can't really say, oh, airbrushing is this, airbrushing is that, because well, I think it's this size brush with a 0% feather on it, whereas Joe might think it's that size brush with a 0% feather or whatever, just different. But in general, yeah, airbrushing. Big soft brush. I think I'm going to put a new layer on this so that I can check the effects out. Because I want to get that sort of film over the top there. Anyway, might as well get to it. Can't sit around bipping and bopping all day. I might just draw a selection first and fill it like a very soft selection. Probably softer. 45. Okay. Now it's just a matter of choosing the right colour. I guess we could choose that colour and then just drop this back. We're going to pull the opacity back on this layer, and then we're going to just change the mode so that it's giving us something different. Probably not multiply. Darker colour, even though it's showing us the effects of the two different, the white and the other whatever green that was. I don't think any of these are going to work apart from pin light. I like pin light. Definitely works. I mean, pin light doesn't actually do anything. My bad. What I was looking for is a bit brighter and a bit unsaturated. So, because if you guys could see the reference image I'm working from, it's actually, I might actually do that in the comparison video, not comparison video, like when I do a video upload of the final, and telling you guys where you can get your hands on it. I'm going to do a comparison with the reference photo or photos in this matter, and because there's a lot of like noise and artifacts in there, and I put this I've actually described this stuff about photographs on my Etsy store, like why you should, prefer digital painting over photographs. They're so much cleaner, especially when they're quite large. You're always going to have artifacts with any camera. It's hard to get the settings right on the camera in any given lighting. Okay. Oops. Totally don't want to do that to the whole painting, do I? This is like my go-to adjustment, the hue saturation. It's like very powerful. But I always stick clear of this down here, the lightness, brightness. It's a very strong slider, like drastic effects. I always overuse that word drastic, especially for something like that slider, because as you can see, like it's kind of like the exposure thing on your camera. It just either blows everything out or makes it pitch black. We could leave it like that for now. Don't want to sit around all day thinking I want to make any more adjustments to that. I kind of want to bring that blue colour in, but I'm just not sure where to start. Waterfall is blue fringing. If you're working in Photoshop and you're watching this, just be sure that you got enough hard drive space on your computer to save your file, because every time you open a new layer, it's always increasing your file size, as you can see down there on this status bar. So that's why I'm always constantly merging down as well. But I also merge down just because I don't want to have, well, there's several reasons why you want to merge down. For one, it's just hard to work out which layer a certain element is on. very difficult sometimes when you go 100 layers and you try and work out, you know, for instance, those birds there, if they're on separate layers, they had 100 layers in there. You can't tell from the little thumbnails or from the words layer 13 or layer 14 where they're at. It's also a good habit to name them. I might just use the liquefy tool and just push some of that out a bit more. And then we are flying, guys, we're flying. No doubt about it. I won't. I'm gonna merge all that down actually. I'm gonna be a big man and just like literally merge down. So that's one there. And use my hotkey merge down. Zoom in just a bit. And yeah. We're going to just nudge this out. Hopefully we won't get our little artifacting, because if we do, nope. Gosh, that fall off between this and the grey. Very hard. There's a gradient type thing going on there. That's because cameras, I might have to look up another reference image about how, like, whether the water crashes on the flat watery surface. I'm just going to borrow some inspiration from, or should I save this first? I love this Mexican music, but I think it's Mexican. I'm just going to search for like really large images. That way I'll be able to simulate the effect of the waterfall hitting the flat surface, where I can see it's actually like what kind of you know, macro I should say, the microscopic level. But because we can actually we actually have a large image here, dimension wise, so I can actually depict that sort of detail. Whereas the reference image I'm looking at is just very fuzzy. Inverts a massive image itself. I think it's like 4,000 by 3,000 somewhere. I can't find any images where it's got a close up of the collision spot. nobody out there in the Google land think that somebody wants a close-up photo of the collision of water. Gosh. But imagine that it's just like water droplets that are being, you know, sent flying into the air. So I don't know how to actually get started on that, but oh gosh. They're all very wide, I can't really say wide angle, but long shots. Top 5 swimming waterfalls. I'd like to visit that. Okay. That's very helpful. These images say that they're 4,000 something on Google, and when you go to the website it's like 800 by 600. False advertising right there. Gosh, I'm gonna have to adjust the light in here. Hang on, guys. The sun's going straight in my eyes. Gosh, I don't know if that's any bad now, but I'm probably shrouded in darkness. Oh no, I'm alright. I have a strong light coming from over here, so. This is, oh, there's a foam. I know what it is. It kind of foams up, like as if it's all foamy, as if it's like a detergent has been, you know, immersed into the water and it's being agitated. But how to simulate that effect, I don't know. I'm gonna have fun trying to work that out. Probably something I'll work on offline. I guess if I Google searched water bubbles, it would just be like photos of hot tubs or something. Water bubbles. water foam. Sorry. Foam. Same stuff you get on the beach, by the looks of it. But I don't want beach. Waterfall foam. Okay. Oh, okay. This is one of those sites where you have to download the high resolution and they ask you for the... Wait, is it? Please log in. Yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna copy the effect. If I could just work out... Oh gosh. Okay. Let's try and go on a new layer. So I guess this is our blue fringing that we never actually got to, but we'll just work that in first and then we'll worry about the bubbly effect. Okay. I'd like to make it purple actually, because that way I won't be messing around with it later, but I can always fix it up later. Gosh, it's very strong. Give that some stuff. I have no idea where that came from. Gosh, look at that. Demon. Just 12% normal. Oh gosh. This actually has 50% saturation. It's pretty strong. Guess I might dial the saturation down on the separate adjustment layer, guys. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, oh gosh, I was working on the merge layer underneath. It's not going to go back any further. Oh, chuck a like on the video down underneath, guys, for this extreme pain that I'm feeling right now. gosh. Why is none of it on that layer? I specifically selected that layer. Oh gosh. What have I done? Alright guys, I'm gonna just stand over there and cut my head off and I'll be back. So I don't have to look at this painting ever again. Can you feel how terrible that is? I can't even adjust it. Well, I can. It's just going to take some reworking to paint back into it. But, gosh. I'm annoyed to say the least. What is this? Gosh, now I just kicking it back. Kicking it back. Yeah. Yeah. Just kick it back. Just go around with a big fat white brush, soft edge, and you're good. What is wrong with you? Just get in there. Just paint the bloody colour that I selected. Stop harming the vegetation up there. Gosh, guys. Chuck some love down below. Can you feel this coming back together now? Looks like we're kind of stuck with that saturation though, unless we just go along with that. A new tool I have not showed you guys, but you have to be careful with it because it's very strong as well. It's called the sponge tool, and given that word sponge, you probably already have pulled up an idea of what it does. Yes, it soaks up, and it soaks up specifically saturation, but we can do the reverse and add saturation with it. And they also added a tool called dodge and burn, but it's never need to go near dodge and burn, trust me. Sponge is all you need. There. So, hello?
How you doing? Hi. I was shopping after going to the rock library for the
Say hi
book,
to all my friends, my whole one friend that I have.
So I didn't you talking. I thought you were evening. How are you not there?
Okay, I should be off at about 2 o'clock. Well, it's 2 o'clock now actually. How time flies, guys. Anyway guys, I'm gonna cut this here because my friend's just barged in and he's got something very exciting to tell me, so I'm going to probably work out how to put some bubbles on there and then I'll be back. Not tonight, but 1 or 2 days from now. Keep it cool, guys, and I'll be seeing you. This one here is almost ready to ship, as I've said, and the more I'm offline, the more faster I can get this working, apparently. as I've been doing in the last few days, when my schedule's just been real tight. But anyways, it's yeah, I've gone over time as I said I'd be on, so don't know how time flies like that. I was looking for reference images, and I found a nice foamy water base that I can work from, but probably can't show that on the screen either because it's well, it's on my other computer for that, but it's a Google image, so it's probably subject to copyright, and that'll be kind of bad for me to show. Anyways, for lack of vocabulary. Catch you guys in the next. Peace. Oh. Okay.